Hello and happy 2020. Happy New Year. That's what I meant. I just got back from school. It's actually only like 12. Oh wow, it's 12:40. Okay. Um so yeah, school ended early today because tomorrow is graduation. So today the students were just cleaning out and I am home now and I actually did like work. I'm sorry that I didn't. I was going to actually post a video last or this past like Friday or Saturday. But then I ended up not doing that because I got sick. Um, but yeah. So I'm like just getting over a cold. I went into Seoul on Saturday, which was like such a waste of money for me. It was so annoying because I missed um the time where the clinic that I go to is open and I needed my third. So I'm getting vaccinated for hepatitis B because apparently I was never vaccinated for it. So I was going in for my third shot, which was actually supposed to have been done 2 weeks ago, but I completely forgot when I got to Seoul. Like I completely forgot that I had to do that. So I ended up trying to go this past weekend, and that didn't work out because they're only open during like before 12 essentially. And I couldn't get there in time, so I ended up having to just like come straight back because I was so sick. I wasn't trying to be out, but I picked up some medicine which is empty now because I've taken all of them. There were like 10 pills in there. This helped a lot. um, and then I also got some Theraflu, which was like new for me, but that I feel like probably helped a lot too. Um, yeah, I was just like, I need to get over this now because it was ridiculous. I had a fever. I I had my nose was like was running so much. I got my fourth nosebleed in the past 2 weeks. Oh my god. It was crazy. It was a lot, a lot was happening. Um, so yeah, I did not post. So I need to figure out a system of like putting my phone somewhere that I know you guys can see me. Wait. That way like my life is a lot easier and my arm doesn't hurt. But okay. So um I was going to say something. So today when I was at school, I actually did work the entire time, which is low key new for me. Um, so I did not make. I know I said that I made my vision board with like a to do list and a calendar and everything, which I have opened up my calendar now. Um, but I didn't make a to-do list for today because I didn't know exactly what the schedule was going to be for school. Like nobody really tells me. I kind of just assumed that there wouldn't be classes, but I didn't know if I would be at school for 4 hours or for 8 hours. So, you know, um, turns out it was four. So the one thing that I did tell myself though going into school was that I wanted to do like lesson planning, which is what I'm supposed to be doing anyway. But like, given the fact that I have a full month to do lesson planning, you kind of pick and choose the days when you're actually going to lesson plan, or like pick and choose the times when you're actually going to lesson plan, as opposed to like the other times when you want to do other things. Like, for example, during this whole month, I'm going to be writing my essays for college, writing all of those applications out again, studying for a driver's test, and studying for my bio subject test. Um, so like I have things to do, you know? So today I was just like, okay, we want to start off really good and just go straight into lesson planning. And so far for middle school, I haven't started that because I feel like for me, high school lesson planning is so much easier to do because it's my class and I don't really, and because I also have to do their finals, when I lesson plan according to what I'm going to do or what I'm going to grade them on for their final. So this semester, um, I wanted them to kind of practice the debating, or having like full on discussions with multiple people, um, instead of just having like a one on one with me, because, or a one on one with each other, which is what we did. So I've kind of slowly been trying to like force them into talking with themselves because a lot of my students will ask me, how do I get better at speaking or pronunciation? And I'm like, you have to get better at pronunciation, you have to first speak and use the language. And the best way to do that is to use it with the people that you are around the most, which is like each other. Um, and yes, some of you are better at English than others, but the ones who aren't that great can still, carry a conversation well enough, and they can learn from you, and you can also learn from teaching them. So I'm just like trying to stress that with them, but obviously it's for a lot of them it's going in one ear and out the other. That's fine. But I've gotten slowly into this thing where I have started them off like one on one talking with me, and then last semester they did um, pairs. So they spoke to each other. They've also done video projects before where they would like write scripts and then like have that conversation with each other or to the camera. And now I want them to do like more of a group discussion type situation where they'll be graded on these three discussion topics, um, that we'll be doing, and then we'll have a final oral exam where it's just them presenting, um, their opinion to me, and then me asking them questions based on what they've said, um, or but also what I've read from their paper, because their paper is going to be a lot longer than their presentation. Um, Me asking them questions like for one, for their own understanding, to check if they understand what they wrote or what they said, um, and then also to ask their opinion. If I were to say an opposing opinion, like how would you respond to that kind of thing? But that kind of question is more for the more advanced students, the ones who kind of know like how to use the language in a high in a higher level. Doesn't It's for the more advanced students, those kinds of questions. But yeah, I definitely do cater towards like where their level is at, because I don't want to do something that's too difficult for them and then they get asked a question that's very very easy and then are second guessing themselves, because that happens a lot. um, and I feel like that's just nature. Like you get thrown something really hard, and then the moment that happens, you're second guessing yourself on everything, even the things that you know that you can do, and you do it well, and you have done it for like years. So yeah. Uh, but that was the plan. So today, I kind of just set myself up so that I had all of the documents that I would need for the semester. I haven't finished, but I did start that. Um, so, for one thing, I needed to make an Excel sheet which would have all of their grades. I believe that instead of printing the physical papers this year, I might just take my laptop into class on the days that they have their discussions, and then grade them directly on my computer at that moment. Um, so that's one thing that I have. And then the other thing is I'm going to, oh yeah, I have to actually set that up so that it weighs the grades properly depending on the category. Okay, I need to remember that. So yeah, so I did that. I also need to plan out like the questions. So I have this one book that one of my third year students from this year gave me that they were using to practice for their SAT, their Korean SAT, um, which some of you might know as Sunung, but yeah, that's the name, or that's the shortened name anyway. So I kind of set up questions that are related to the topics that we are going. I haven't done it. I haven't finished it yet, but I have started to set up questions, but related to the topics that we're discussing, but in the format of that test, so that they get used to seeing those types of questions more, um, and also so that they get because so they get a little bit of the information before we even start the actual like, okay, here's like some information about this. Is there anything that you guys want to know? And the whole way that I'm like setting this up, this is for my second and third year high school students, um, is so that the students have the opportunity to ask me questions. um, it's more of a it's an attempt for me to try to implement more cultural things into class than just the speaking English aspect, you know? Um, so what, like for example, one of my topics is public school systems, which they know about because they're in it. They might not know a whole lot about it, but they know enough through experience. And so, like, an example is the first, they'll have six total questions per subject or per topic, because I don't want to spend like an entire class with them just doing these questions. I'm going to give them exactly the amount of time that they need to, or that they would technically have to answer the questions. And we're going to practice like test taking skills essentially. Um, and that part isn't really graded, but it would help them in the long run. So I think it's a really good idea. I hope that it works out. But yeah, so school systems, and we would do like 10 minutes, I think, for those three questions. That might be a lot actually, but like 10 minutes for those three questions for them to answer, and then we go over it. And if they have any questions, that would be when they ask questions about like those specific like um in that specific realm of like, okay, if the test question looks like this, I don't get like how this is the answer type of situation, you know? And then um, I would kind of give them a little bit of information about like public schools in the states, um, both my experience and what is um, available online for like parents and students to kind of see. This is what you can expect from your school or from your district's Office of Education. Um, and then like they'll have two homeworks per topic, where they have to write, because I also want them to practice writing, um, their answers, their opinions to the questions. So one of those questions, if I can remember correctly, is um, what are some of the rules and regulations of Korean public schools? And do you and I think it's just that. I think that one's just like information. And then one of them is comparing, the two school systems. Which one do you think is better? Do you think neither of them is perfect? And what do you think um, would be like the ideal school system? Uh, so yeah, hopefully they'll get something out of it. I definitely have like learned from my past failures of like having too much to do in one class. I think that there's a benefit, especially for my students, to give them time to like think and ask questions, because otherwise they're just like playing with their phones, with each other, and not paying attention. But then if they have the opportunity to just like ask me things, especially because then that's when I would promote them more so to be like, okay, well, this is how you say that in English. Um, you know, but yeah, I don't know if it'll work, but I'm hoping it will. I'm trying things out, seeing what goes well. Um, yeah. Oh my God. Oh, New Year's Eve was so fun. New Year's Eve, I went to Gangneung and with three other girls who work in my area as English teachers, and we went to Gangneung the New Year's Eve, and then the New Year's Day we came back. So the New Year's Eve we got pizza because apparently Gangneung has a monster pizza. Oh my God, I'm legit mind blown. Like when I get a car, the only place I'm getting pizza from is there. So we got pizza from there, and we also got like skewers, lamb and beef skewers from some other place. And then we bought a bunch of snacks, and we bought some like firecrackers too from the convenience store. And we went out like a little bit before midnight, lit some fireworks. I was the only one to do like the I don't know what they're called. The ones that are like I have an example. What am I doing? So we had sparklers, and then we also had like these things that like you light on this side, and then you point it up in this direction towards the sky so that it just like shoots up. I honestly don't know what this is called. Roman candle. Oh, this is a Roman candle. Okay. So, yeah, so we had some Roman candles. I was the only one who actually lit and did this um, because I had had experience with it, and everyone else was scared. But everyone else just did the sparklers, and I was like, okay, well, you can, like, somebody take mine, and I'll just do the Roman candles. Um, what else? We had like, oh, and then we were so close to one of the like main hotels that we saw the fireworks that they had too. So we saw like big fireworks, and we did our own fireworks. It was nice. And oh my gosh, the ocean was so nice, so beautiful. The waves were like pink waves. Um, and we were joking about how like we could totally understand why people used to think the world was flat, or used to think the world was flat, because like you can't really tell in the pictures that I took, but if you look at the ocean at night, it legit is like it just you see the horizon and you don't see anything else after that. Like in the daytime, you kind of see the ocean extend, and eventually you just see like the line where it kind of meets the sky. But at night it literally looks like there's just a drop off point. Like there's nothing past like a few feet ahead. It looked so cool. But yeah, so we did that, and then when the sun was rising, I was dead, so I did not see the sun actually like rise, but I saw it a little bit when it was like say this is the horizon. I saw it when the sun was like here. And took some pictures. And only one of us went outside to take pictures, because the rest of us were like, I'm dead and it's cold. So we just stayed right where we were. Um, and we had a balcony, so we could like actually see the sun, which was nice. And we could see like the beach and everything during the night. It was great. Um, and then New Year's Day we like went around. We did Coin karaoke, pretty much until we left. We got pasta and steak, um, for breakfast, for lunch, and then went into town and just like did Coin Norebang for like, I want to say 3 hours. Yeah, my voice was dead. And then the following day I was sick. So, yep, the following day I was just dead sick. And I knew it was going to happen too. I knew it. But now I'm good. If I had not been so sick, like, cuz my head actually hurt. I rarely ever get headaches. Even when I am sick, I don't get headaches really. I'll get a fever, but I won't get a headache. But I had a headache and I was just like, I can't live life right now. I can't be here in this space, in this time, in this moment. I just can't do it. So I was like that for 3 days, like a good 3 days. And if I hadn't been like that, like if I hadn't had a headache, I would have just gone to the pharmacy and picked up some medicine because Korean medicine, especially cold medicine, is really good. Like I never used to take cold medicine when I was in the States because whenever somebody gave me cold medicine, I wouldn't feel a difference. I was just like, there's no point in taking this and wasting my money on it if it's not going to do anything. But Korean cold medicine, oh my God. Unless I'm just getting old and my body is like, yeah, no, this is helpful. I don't know. But yeah. So Saturday I went, got some cold stuffs, and now we're here. Today, it's not on my to-do list. I didn't write anything on my to-do list. But I did, when I was at Gangneung, get like the little post-it notes that I was talking about. So I am going to write a to-do list for tomorrow because I know what's going to happen tomorrow. And actually that to-do list is not going to look that great because I know what's happening tomorrow. But yeah. So, today I should be studying for my driver's test and I might get to it. I might not. I'm not stressing myself over it, but I'm going to be studying for the biology exam, for the biology SAT, um, and just seeing how far I can get with this. My test is in May, so I have time. Like it's not that serious. I have time, but I'd still like to study and just not have to cram last minute like I did last time and did poorly. But yeah. Well, that's kind of my update for the past week, I guess. My sister messaged me like, I just realized that Vlogmas is over. I swear I was going to post a video for Christmas, but then I ended up not really doing anything at all. So I was like, there's nothing to post. This year, I know I've been talking about going snowboarding. This year, I don't think I'm going to get a season pass. I think I will just go when I feel like going, maybe 3, 5 times, within the winter, and I'll just spend like however much it is for the day. Um, but I'm not getting a season pass, so I won't be out that much. Uh, yeah. I guess I'll see you guys in like maybe a week. Hopefully. I'm gonna say 2 weeks. I'm gonna see you in 2 weeks because that way if you do see me next week, it'll be a surprise. So yeah, I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Bye.